pitcher, number 15, Jay Haley. And shortstop, number 9, Cole Moore. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Kason Peterson. Center field, number 3, Brady Abram. At first base, number 32, Austin Strong. In left field, number 1, Braden Parkinson. And at third base, number 14.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and welcome all inside the broadcast here as we are a little late to the action, but still ready to go for the fun.
Manager is Jordy.
Taking on conference battle here. We'll take a quick sidestep for the national anthem. We'll take a quick sidestep for the national anthem.
In right field,
and then we'll
of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and welcome all inside the broadcast here. The national anthem over and underway, and that gives our chance to take a look here as we dive into our pregame coverage, as slight as that may be here as we dive into it. And we're going to take a look first, as this is a battle between these two programs that, again, will give us a lot of fun, as it always seems to do. And we'll go first ahead and take a look at the comparison. This is a team comparison brought to you by Casmium Sports. This is a battle in which Van Meter leads this series 18-4. As you can see, the 2024 records for both of these two squads included 20-plus win seasons. For Pleasantville, they're 9th since 07 at 23-11. Van Meter, their 16th 20-plus win season since that 07 campaign. This was a battle. These two teams battled last year. Pleasantville all the way into the state tournament, quarterfinal loss to Sheraton. Also the very team that Van Meter lost to in just one step shy of the state tournament. But this year they're coming back. Both these teams looking to get bigger and better than ever. As you can see, both of these squads up there. For Van Meter, they're a patient, as we look at kind of keys to the game. This is going to be a patient team that's going to be very patient at the plate. They, again, second in the class with 100 walks coming on in. And then they're just going to try and they're going to get you with the pitching side of things. First in 2A in strikeouts and 5th in innings pitched. Meanwhile, on the Pleasantville side of things, they're just coming at you hard every which way. Offensively, 3rd in hits, 5th in RBI, and 2nd in total bases. And, of course, you see the innings pitch numbers there as well. We're going to now bring us back here to the main camera as we take a look here. And as we start things off, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup here as Pleasantville will kick things off. And we'll take a look at strike one to begin things here once the batting order decides to come up for us. So as you can see there, that's the Pleasantville lineup here for you today. Again, it starts off with a guy a lot of people know here in Braylon Brigham, followed by Logan Roth, D-Mac Commit, and then J.J. Phillips. Braden Kennedy, followed by Easton Cox, and the DH, Brody Adrian, followed by Noah Rist, Owen Rule, and Lincoln Card. So the 0-2 shot right back there and keeps it there. 0-2, the leadoff man in Brigham, who has had a solid season in his own right. Great performance. We've seen him time and time again bring a lot of great things to the table, and he's doing that here across the 2025 campaign. Again, this is one of the only teams that remain unblemished as Brigham will get the chance to hit on over onto the base pass after being hit by pitch.
Next batter for the Trojans, the catcher, Logan Roth.
Now, Logan Roth, as mentioned, the DMAC commit stepping on up, getting the chance to rock it here. And again, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown giving you all the balls and strikes and all the action here today in what will be an exciting game that's been moved up due to impending weather. So trying to get in as much as we can before we have to head on out of here. And that one's in there for the strike. So the 0-1 here again on the hill is Haley. Jay Haley looking to do some damage here. Part of, again, a solid pitching staff for this Van Meter squad that has, again, been much up there. Again, number one in strikeouts. And right now he holds a 1-1 count on to the number 2 hole man. Logan Roth, again, this is the first at bat for him of the game. We just start things off. And Braylon Brigham hit by pitch his first time up, and now he's taken off to second. There will be no throw as that ball gets away. So advancing there, and now standing on second, a chance to do some damage. And again, nearly half of the team's offense for this squad have come early on in the first 3 innings of play. So that's kind of a rule to this team, if you want to say that, or it's kind of their calling card is offense scoring early. But a 2-1 count now, and Haley with the dish. That's a nice breaker, but too far as it zooms outside the zone here. Again, different camera angles here for you today. Haley with the look, and he'll fire home. 3-1, and they got him swinging through. That'll be now 3-2, the count. So full count, here we go. Haley already a little rough start, hit by pitch, Brigham. That one sends foul. Haley on the year, the senior with 31 strikeouts through 25 innings pitched. Teams hitting just 163 against him. He has allowed just 5 earned runs on the year. And this would officially be his 5th start of the season. So the full count, and he gets them swinging through that one. So a strikeout in the first inning here for Haley. As he sets them down, and the first out brings up J.J. Phillips to the plate.
Next batter for the Trojans, the center fielder, J.J. Phillips.
Colmore with a nice, additionally, that gets awry. And in the end, we have a run scored here for Pleasantville. Now they're up early in this one by a 1-0 scored here for Pleasantville. Now they're up early in this one by a 1-0 mark.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher, Kennedy. Number 2, Brett McConnell.
So a 1-0 advantage here.
Trojans. Second baseman, Easton Cox.
As officially labeled for Kennedy a hit and thus an RBI. And now Easton Cox, the second baseman, stepping on up here for Pleasantville. So a runner on first, as that one can't quite find the zone. We go 0-1. Again, the big key to the game here for Pleasantville is just get out early, strike early. This is an offense that goes toe-to-toe with anybody. In fact, they shut out Urbandale not too long ago. And they also had a hard-fought battle against Van Meter, in which they won earlier this season. And that one struck right side. That will find its way into the outfield grass. And now we'll get someone coming around. We'll get a runner out there to third. But we get a runner now coming on home. Will there be a throw? The play at the plate will nab him.
Trojans.
So despite some little mishaps in the outfield there, in the end, all for naught here for Pleasantville, as they end up getting nabbed at home. Thus, I should say that in the end, it's still a 1-0 advantage here for the visiting squad. Pleasantville up 1-0, and we will come right back after this here on the IA Baseball Network.
I remember personally when I was young watching the guys that were playing sports, basketball, football, wrestling, whatever it was, when they were in high school, and just thinking, I mean, how great they were, and just wanting to be like them when I was older. So yeah, we are definitely always role models for those younger kids, those middle schoolers.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Here for Tate Jones, number 0, the senior, 339 average. He has 19 hits, has driven in 14, and has walked 10 on the year, with striking out just 8. A great prototypical leadoff batter. And he sends that one foul out of play. The next pitch is right back at it from whence it came. Nicely done. And they'll end up connecting on the out there. So Tate Jones, despite the speed, is out number 1. Pitcher battle
For the Bulldog,
as Jay Haley's stepping on up.
Haley.
Haley on the year, 275, 15 total bases on the year. And he'll get another one here as he is hit by pitch right out of the gate with one down. And now both pitchers have had a little bit of turbulence here.
The pitcher Haley is number 7, Drew Rhodes.
Drew Rhodes now
Next
onto the base
batter for the
pass here.
Bulldogs is the shortstop, Cole Moore.
And now the Iowa commit and Cole Moore stepping on up to the plate. On the year, 429 average, has walked 25 times, one of the highest marks in Class 2A. Despite that, he has 21 hits, has driven in 14, and has 12 extra base hits on the season. Lays down a bunt, though, and there will be a one play. Can they get it on the other end? That they cannot. What a play in the end. A heck of an effort, but it all goes for naught there as a successful bunt attempt shows Moore's wheels on the play.
Next batter for the Bulldogs, the right fielder, Kason Peterson.
And now that brings up Kason Peterson to the plate. Peterson with 377 average, 29 total bases on the campaign. That one too high, up and in. Some chin music starts it for 1-0. He'll look, and now he'll fire home. That one too far inside, make it a 2-0 count. Thanks again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. As that one, 2-1 the count. Again, as we mentioned, Peterson, 23 hits on the year, has driven in 14, 5 extra base hits on the campaign. That one too low in the dirt. Nice job by Roth. A great backstop there to keep that one in front of him. Despite all that, though, a major hitters count as we go to 3-1. And Kennedy on the mound, as we mentioned, a perfect 4-0, 23 innings. Teams hitting just 169 against him. And that one, which Peterson deemed a ball, ends up bringing it full now at 3-2, keeping him in the box. Next pitch is shot right out there to second base. A quick fire, has to be. In the end, gets him. So nice play in the long run there. It gets the runner at first, but meanwhile, runners move up now second and third. Now both teams will claim that they've had at least one runner in scoring position.
Center fielder, Brady Abram.
So a 2 down, Brady Abrams stepping on up to the plate. The freshman, 17 total bases with 13 driven in on the season. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this has been moved up due to weather. Trying to make sure we get it in there. That one is slapped right out there, and on the run makes it Phillips. Camping out there, the human vacuum will secure it for out number 3. So unlike the top half of the first, the Bulldogs unable to push across a run. It remains a 1-0 advantage here for the visiting Pleasantville Trojans when we return right after this, right here on the Iowa Baseball Network.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the broadcast. Andrew Brown here, ready as we get set for inning number 2. And again, this broadcast brought to you in part and brought to you by, I should say, the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. Make sure to check them out. Great food, absolutely stellar atmosphere. You will not want to miss out on all that there is going on at the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. So appreciate them for helping to make this broadcast what it is. Again, we have multiple views here for you as we get rocking now, a 2-1 count as Pleasantville continues on. Again, they capped off a top half of the first inning on a Braden Kennedy RBI single, part of a 2-hit effort as that one is chopped. Left side, a slow roller for Moore. The pick, the fire across the diamond brings the first baseman in strong off the bag just a bit. In the end, it goes down as a runner on to first base here. Once again, we get the leadoff man for the Trojans.
For the Trojans, the third baseman, Noah Rice.
So Brody Adrian, the DH, is on to the base pass here as the single now brings up Nolan Rice to the plate. And he starts off with a nice strike there. As always, appreciate you coming along and joining us here. We do have our High and Tight show, which aired today. A chance for you to catch up on some really cool videos that came about, some cool plays, some big bombs, and all that kind of stuff, as well as some really cool moments. Father-son umpiring duo is in play, and that's always fun, and we got a chance to highlight them. Plus a conversation with Pella backstop Anderson Sherm as he continues to chronicle every day of his journey through high school baseball to that next level and even beyond. That one in the dirt, nicely done. The backstop in Jones, keeping that in front of him. We go 1-2. So we'll look at the defensive look here for both teams, and we're actually going to go ahead as that one is shot, and that's a single out there. Nicely done here for Rice as he picks up his first hit of the game. Back-to-back singles now have runners on first and second. More action here for the Trojans. And now Owen Rule, up and rocking here. And runners on first and second. Rule on up to the plate. On the year, the junior, not a whole lot of action so far, but does have 3 total bases and 3 runs driven in. And he brings the corners on in here as Strong and Blevins are nearing the grass here. Meanwhile, not quite double play depth, but more shaded more towards the second base side. So Haley with the fire, that one. Bunt attempts said there, but takes that away. In the end, we go 1-0. And these two teams have already met once. It was Pleasantville to come out with the win in that first battle. Again, as we go through game number 2 here, we had to go a little bit earlier due to weather constraints, but we're still rocking it. Bunt attempt tried for in the end does not go the way. We get a 1-1 count here. Again, Van Meter does lead the all-time series 18-4 entering today's game. Pleasantville has taken the last couple in this series, however. So the 2-1 delivery, and they lay down a bunt or tries to again there. In the end, we now go to a 2-strike count, and that could essentially effectively end the bunt attempt there. We'll see what happens. So the 2-2 count, runners on first and second. The Trojans still have no outs to work with. And that one too far out of the zone. Here we go and bring it full, 3-2. And Rule, the number 8 hole man in the lineup. He has already witnessed 2 in front of him. And Adrian and Rice reached the base pass, I should say. And he will too, but not the way he would have wanted to, as that goes in. Second hit by a pitch of the game here for Haley. And we get all the bases full of Trojans. As Adrian stands on third, Rice stands on second, and Rule is on first. And that brings up the second leadoff man, number 9 hole in Lincoln Card.
First baseman, Lincoln Card.
On the season, Card, not a ton of action himself. That does have 3 runs driven in as well. Has 2 total bases on the campaign. And we will have a conversation here on the mound. In the end, this is a conversation, I think, at the moment, just kind of settling down. In the end, it's a 4-hit game so far early on for Pleasantville. 1 hit for Van Meter. But again, I think Coach Baumover knows the importance of keeping their defense intact and their strong pitching going, because that's kind of been their bread and butter this year. Again, number 1 in strikeouts. On the other end, they've been effective with the walks, top 5 in walks in 2A as well. So this is more kind of a patient approach here for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, the Trojans are all about getting out there fast, getting out there quick, and again, with nearly half of their run production coming in the first 3 innings, they're falling right in line with that, and it's going to end up, that's going to, I think, ring true, especially as we get on. What happens in these first couple innings is really going to impact as we get into the 6th and 7th inning going forward. So we're back at it here. And we get rocking the empty count. That one's sent out, and that will be strike 1. Still nobody out, because we started with a Brody Adrian single, followed by a Nolan Rice single, and then Owen Rule hit by pitch. Now Lincoln Card standing on up, looking with a prime opportunity. I mean, really can't get much better. Nobody out, a chance to do something. He sends that one left side, but then the wrong side of the chalk line, and it goes foul, 0-2. One of the final entering today's game anyway, one of the final 5 unbeatens Pleasantville is coming in. They've had a fantastic season at 15-0 up to this point. A swing through the number 9 hole man Card, set down on strikes. The second strikeout of the night here for Haley. And that was a very important out, number 1.
The shortstop, Braylon Bingham.
And now we get the top of the lineup here in Braylon Bingham stepping on up to the plate. He was hit by pitch back in the top half of inning number 1. Again, he has just been one of the hardest guys to get out this year. The sophomore batting .423 on the year with 34 total bases entering today's contest. That one is in there for the strike. He's only struck out 3 times. He has had 7 walks issued to him on the season. So again, he does not strike out much. He really makes you earn it defensively. And the pitch. That one's right up the middle. And an attempt, but no go. We get 1 run already coming on home. There will be a throw, and that's offline. And that means 2 have scored here for Pleasantville as they open up their lead by 3 now. So as they hold the 3-0 advantage here, we move on with Bingham picking up 2 runs there. Logan Roth stepping on up to the plate. Roth struck out his first time up, but man would like to add on to what has already been a good inning so far. That pitch he lets go for a ball one. Bingham officially picking up his 25th and 26th RBI of the season, bringing in 2 there. And that's where we stand now with a 3-0 lead. The Trojans have scored in each of the first 2 innings so far. Again, the Trojans took game 1 of this battle earlier in the season, this being game 2. Van Meter trying to even it out, but right now they got a hole to climb through, or a hill to climb up. The 2-0 count. They try and get it over there at second. A quick pickoff move, close, but no cigar there. It still remains 2-0 with 1 down, and we get both runners remaining onto the base paths. So the 2-0, that one sent high, and that one will look to be out of play. And we continue on now with a 2-1 count. Again, like I said, this Pleasantville squad is just on fire offensively. 2nd in total bases, 3rd in hits, 5th in RBIs. And meanwhile, they're 4th in terms of strikeouts thrown on the other end of things. Trying to paint the corner, it goes no, so we go into 3-1 territory. Again, appreciate you coming along for the ride here. It's been 3 runs early in the first 2 innings so far for Pleasantville. They've come out on a quick lead. Again, their MO here this season. And now the 3-1 delivery, and here it is. That one gets sent out to left center field. That one's sending them back, and that'll be off the fence. And that will look to score at least 1. And that will, in fact, score just 1. Yet another one comes through, and that is Logan Roth picking up an RBI double. It's now a 4-0 ball game in favor of the Trojans. Back-to-back RBIs have produced 3 runs in this inning so far. And now J.J. Phillips bringing back up to the plate. 0 for 1 so far with a ground out. So runners now standing on 2nd and 3rd. And we just have 1 down. And this may end up being the call to action here on the bullpen. We'll see what ends up. Again, this is indeed, we will get a new pitcher coming on up here, and we'll get the chance to step aside here just a bit. But before we go anywhere, let's go ahead and take a look at the defensive side of things. And we'll dive into our defensive setup here in just a bit. And with Van Meter being out in the field, the defense will look like this, as we have already said here. Again, it will be Jay Haley, who is starting the game, will now be replaced. Gabe Jones behind the dish, Austin Strong at first, Tate Jones at second, Cole Moore at short, Lexon Blivens at third, the hot corner, followed by Braden Parkinson in left, Brady Abram in center, Kason Peterson stands in right field. And then, of course, while we're at it, taking a look at the other side of things when we flip over to the next half inning, it will be the Trojans defensively who look like this. Braden Kennedy is pitching so far. Logan Roth behind the dish. Lincoln Carr at first. Easton Cox at second. Braylon Brigham at short. The hot corner is manned by Noah Reist. Owen Rule in left. J.J. Phillips in center. Kaylor Jones, who won, had a heck of a game against Urbandale through a shutout against the Jayhawks. He stands in right field for today's contest.
Pitcher for the Bulldogs in the pitch, number 18, Danny Weebelhaus.
And now Danny Weebelhaus is doing the pitching duties here for Van Meter. Weebelhaus has 16 innings under his belt, 28 strikeouts as we get rocking and rolling and back in it here. Again, those have been the defensive looks here. Brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse here in Galena, Illinois. Make sure to check them out today at logcabin.com. The pitch here from Weebelhaus is up, and that one's out there trailing, and the play. He looking for the official word here. It looks like he was close to it anyway. But in the end, looks and deems like it is a foul ball as J.J. Phillips comes back to the batter's box here with one strike. So the 0-1 with one down here, and that one filed down in there for strike two. So the 0-2 delivery, and now the pitch. That one, some high and tight action there, goes for ball one as we bring it 1-2. And again, the batting order we'll go ahead and bring up here for you in just a bit here. 1-2, and now the delivery. And that one swung on, got just a piece, but in the end, it's deemed an out. So we go to two quick outs here. Weebelhaus doing some good work coming out of the pen here. As now Braden Kennedy stepping on up. Kennedy on the day so far is helping out his own cause. Back in the first, he struck an RBI single to make it 1-0. Now it's 4-0. And now that one gets sent right back at us here, and we go 1-1. And again, the batting order here for the Trojans looks like this. Braylon Brigham in the leadoff spot, Logan Roth, J.J. Phillips, and we're at Braden Kennedy here in the 4 spot. Easton Cox next in the order. Brody Anderson is the DH. Again, he is the DH here in today's contest for Kaylor Jones. And then Noah Rice, followed by Owen Rule and Lincoln Card, round out the batting order here for the Pleasantville Trojans. Trying to get the outside edge there, and no go on that one. Here we bring it even at 2 apiece, and 2's all over the board. 2 runners on, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Weebelhaus on to the mound here for Van Meter, trying to stop the bleeding, which has already caused 3 runs here for the visiting Trojans. That one's fouled away. We go and remain it at 2-2. Again, the Trojans are one of the last 5 unbeatens left in the entire state of Iowa. And they're looking to remain unbeaten here. The series has favored Van Meter 18-4, but lately it's been all Pleasantville. That one trying to catch the outside upper corner. Instead, we bring it full 3-2. So now with the count full and runners on second and third. Delivery, the fire, and that one just enough. Staying alive here. Kennedy again already with a run driven in. And that would mark 18 RBIs on the season so far. Looking for another one here. Should he be able to connect? Now the look to fire. And he got him. I don't think Kennedy loved that call. He was looking for a free base trip onto the base pass. Instead, he gets set down by the second strikeout here from Weberhouse. And that is how we wrap up the top half of inning number 2. But not before 3 runs cross the plate here for the Trojans. They now have 6 total hits in the game through just 2 innings. And we'll get the chance to give you more action when we return on the other side of the break right here on the IA Baseball Network.
RDA Financial Network is a proud sponsor of IABaseball.com. RDA supports the sport of baseball in the state of Iowa. We believe the game of baseball promotes many values such as hard work, determination, and teamwork, values that matter on and off the baseball field, and values that we demonstrate to our clients every day in our offices across the country. RDA provides financial planning and wealth management services to our clients in 6 communities in the state of Iowa. RDA Financial Network is an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. RDA advisors may offer securities through United Planners Financial Services, a member of FINRA and SIPC. United Planners is not affiliated with RDA Financial Network nor IABaseball.com. Please visit RDAFN.com to find an RDA advisor near you.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andy Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here. The batting donut, I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance. A great way to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the Batting Donut and check them out at the Batting Donut online or hit them up at sweetenyourswing.com. And while you're there, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we resume action. Austin Strong, the first baseman, stepping on up here as we continue to rock and roll here. An 0-2 count and a check swing. We go, and it's called no swing. We remain right here with Austin Strong again on the season. Strong, 300 average, his 12 ribbies, as that one is lined, and the weak liner ends up into the glove of Brigham as he records the out, and that's one of those you just got to tip the cap to, as that was a nice hit, just unfortunately good fielding here for him, as we get one quick out, and now Danny Weebelhaus stepping on up to the plate. The 1-0 delivery, sailing just a bit high. That one tried to lower it just a bit, but we go 3-0 here. Again, Kennedy on the mound, as we have mentioned, has owned this year 35 strikeouts, an ERA under 2, I should say, at 1.52. He has allowed just 5 earned runs on the year. Teams hitting a mere 169 against him through 23 innings pitched. Weeblehouse, the sophomore, up at the plate. Not a ton of action, but he does have 4 total bases this year, has driven in 6. And he will be issued a free pass onto the bases with that walk, which will bring up the number 8 hole man in Gabe Jones.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher, Weeblehouse, number 7, Drew Rhodes.
Drew Rhodes doing the pitch running duties here as Gabe Jones stepping on up to the plate. Jones on the season has racked a .224 average, 14 total bases, has driven in 7 through 11 hits on the year. Getting in the signs here from Coach Baumover. Here's a look and the fire. That one nicely done by Roth behind the dish. May have stolen the strike there. Regardless, we go 0-1. The hit total so far, Pleasantville up 6 hits to 1 for Van Meter. And that one's in there for a strike. Now 2 quick strikes on the number 8 hole man and Gabe Jones. And Jones looking for hit number 12 on the season. Look, and that one had some good break to it, but unfortunately no fishing happening here as we now go 1-2 here with 1 down. Kennedy up on the mound as that one gets lifted out there into left field, but nicely done as a couple steps in and to the left. Rule will take that one for a quick out. And now,
next batter for the Bulldogs, the third baseman, Lexon Blevins.
And now Lexon Blevins stepping on up to the plate, the second leadoff man, if you will. Stepping on with 2 down, trying to get something rolling here. Kennedy has been on point so far, has allowed just 1 hit through 1 2/3 innings. And he gets a strike in there. Blevins, the sophomore, 9 total bases, has driven in a pair so far this season. And Kennedy painting the corner here nicely. We go 0-2, and Pleasantville with the chance to get out of this one despite a runner onto the base pass here. For 4-0 is the advantage here for the Trojans. Now they'll look to fire, and that one too low and away. A nice attempt there for sure. In the end, we'll have to see how things continue to progress here. The Trojans coming out, and really their calling card has been score early, score often. They've done that here so far. 4 runs through 2 innings. And defensively looking to keep Van Meter at bay. Runner taken off. There will be a throw, but that will be too high off the glove of Bingham. And a stolen base credited to the Van Meter Bulldogs here as Rhodes will stand on second. So a chance now. There's something going on. But down to their final strike here potentially of this inning. Van Meter trying to answer. The look, now the fire. That one sailing a bit up high. Almost had him chasing for that one. You know, Kennedy really seems like the guy to try and play mind games a little bit here. He has been working the plate, working the zone, up, down, left, right. He's been doing quite a bit here today. And the full count pitch. Nice breaker, gets it over. Wow, that is how you get the strikeout here. Market his first strikeout of the game, but it came in dramatic fashion there as he gets the number 9 hole man out on strikes and set down. And now the Bulldogs have gone 2 scoreless, Meanwhile, it's a 4-0 advantage here for the visiting Trojans, and we'll be back after this right here on the IA Baseball Network. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here. The batting donut, I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the batting donut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead here and take a look at the defense again here for both squads as we rejoin here at the top half of the third. This is the defensive look for the Trojans here. Kennedy, Roth at the 1 and 2, Lincoln Card at first, Cox at second, Bingham at short, Wrist at the hot corner, followed by Rule, Phillips, and Jones across the field here defensively for Pleasantville. And we'll go ahead and give you that lineup here for the Trojans. But for right now, we start off with the number 5 hole man here for Pleasantville as that one gets sent out of play. Easton Cox is 1 for 1. He singled back in the first. And now the next pitch, that one is sent out there to second base. The pickup by Jones, and an easy fire over there will get him easy. As Jones picks up out number 1 here in the top half of inning number 3. And that'll bring up Brody Adrian, the DH here again for Kaylor Jones, who shut out 4A's Urbandale in their last outing. He's in right field, and again, Adrian doing the duties, pitch hitting or DHing for him. He singled in the second, later came around to score and swings through that one for strike 1. The batting order for the Trojans officially will look like this. Again, Bingham, Roth, Phillips, followed by Kennedy, Cox, Adrian right now, Rice, Rule, and Card, as that is your lineup that has been very effective this season here for the Trojans. And Pleasantville, one of only 5 unbeaten teams left in the entire state, looking to continue that here. And we go to a 1-1, make it 2-1 count. So as the weather starts to lighten up a little bit, hopefully we avoid all the rain there. That one gets sent right side, and that will be tailing and just enough near the line, but ends up coming down into the glove of Peterson nonetheless, as that will be a quick out number 2. And so far, the most efficient inning defensively for the Bulldogs right now. As now Nolan Rice stepping on up to the plate. Rice so far also 1 for 1. He singled back in the second, later came around to score as well. He fouls that one back, 0-1 now the count. So the 0-1, and again, Weberhouse onto the mound here in relief of Haley, who started. As that one is a high heater, couldn't catch up to that one, and now we go a quick 2-strike count here. Weberhouse already with a couple strikeouts, looking to add another here. That pitch gets sent high up well above me, as that is sent. And we stay at 0-2. Again, Rice, just a sophomore, coming on in, batting .268 with 16 total bases on the year. And we now draw to a 1-2 count. And there you go. Market strikeout number 3 here. And that will officially set down the lineup here. 1, 2, 3, the most efficient inning here for the Bulldogs defensively, and the first time in this game that the Trojans have not scored. So we get the chance now to head to the bottom half of the inning, and it will be the top of the lineup for Van Meter. And when we come back, 1, 2, and 3 for the Bulldogs, trying to answer right after this here on the IA Baseball Network. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring. Hey, everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great, you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and... All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tate Jones, and it's the bottom half of inning number 3. Thanks again for tuning in. That one gets sent right up the middle. Bingham with a quick play, and the fire over to first will get him for the out. So first pitch seen, rocks it for out number 1, the top of the lineup down. And now that brings up the number 2 hole man. And Jay Haley, who has now gone to left field. His first time up, hit by pitch. Would love to get back onto the base pass, preferably not be a hit by pitch. And he sends that one foul for strike 1. For Haley, that marked his 13th time being hit by pitch already this season. And right now, he's down quick, 0-1 the count. Delivery, and now that one shot right side. And that will tail in, that'll find the outfield grass. And Haley finds themselves once again onto the base pass, this time via his first hit in the ball game. Mark that hit number 2 for the Bulldogs up to this point. As now we get the chance to bring up Cole Moore, who was trying for a sacrifice bunt hit, ended up legging it out for a bunt single. So far he is 1 for 1. Again, we have 8 combined hits, 6 from Pleasantville, 2 for Van Meter. And the road so far here in this game, the Trojans with 1 in the top half of the second, 3 plated in the top half of the second, and 1 in the top half of the first, I should say, to give us that 4-0 mark that we stand with now. And corners in here because they know the speed of Moore just as well as his power. Again, well over 400 with the average on the year. The corners remain in, and he shoots that one left side. We could have 2. The flip to second, and we get not an exchange on the other end, not quite, as that will allow the runner to head on over to second now. So despite all that, there is 2 down, but we do have a runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs.
Moore advances to third. Advances to second base.
So reaching on the air there He now heads on over to second, and we'll have a chance now as we continue on with Kason Peterson, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second last time up. So again, a nice try there defensively from the Trojans, just couldn't connect it on the back end. And we continue on still. Now we got 2 down. And a strike starting off again in Peterson, looking for his first hit in the ball game. So far, the senior, 29 total bases, 14 runs driven in through 23 hits. And now looking at Moore at second. Kennedy will fire home. That one nicely done by Roth in the backstop, keeping that in front of him. We bring it even at 1-1. So let us know. Do you like what's going on here? What would you like a little differently? All that kind of jazz. Hit us up. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. As we continue to rock on, and we get a strike thrown there. 1-2 now is the count. And with a 1-2, and we have 2 down, a runner as Moore stands on second. He takes off, and nonetheless, that will be all for naught. As a strikeout thrown there, markets a second of the game for Kennedy as he sets down the lineup despite some action onto the base pass. So despite a runner and despite 1 hit in the game, in the inning, all for naught here, as once again the Bulldogs come up empty and they remain on the trailing end of a 4-0 ball game. And before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, also want to go ahead and give you a reminder. We have our High and Tight program, which came today, dropped. You can go ahead right here on the iSports Facebook page or YouTube page, I should say, and you can catch up on all of that, plus our Performance of the Week candidate, our winner anyway. And go ahead and check out that winner, heading on over to the iSports YouTube page and hit up Week 4 Performance of the Week winner. And again, a lot of entries in there, and all you have to do is nominate. Go ahead and nominate somebody. We'll get it on there. And again, Sunday on our Facebook page, that is where you go ahead and vote. Get out the voting, get there, and hey, your vote goes a very long way to determining who could be our Performance of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Cadmium Sports. Check them out today at Cadmium Sports online. Also, Cade, myself, and all 4 rankers went through, and as we hit the midway part of the season, we decided, hey, let's give out a little bit of awards kind of thing here. And, of course, we did our all-star teams, our all-star starting lineups, I should say. So Cade and myself, along with each ranker from each class, went through, and we gave our all-star midseason list, our all-star midseason lineup here. As we went, we gave all the positions, including DH, pitcher, and all over the place here. So a chance for us to kind of have a kind of a cool exercise there, and a chance for you to see, do you agree? Because honestly, in the end, 30 people could fit in all those spots. And it's always hard, but in the end, it's always a fun thing to do. As that one is struck, and we'll find the gap in between of Blevins and Moore. And so Rule will stand on to the base pass. His first hit of the ball game, second trip onto the base pass, brings up Lincoln Card to the plate.
First baseman Lincoln Card.
Card was a strikeout victim his last time up, as he gets the signal here with a runner on first and nobody down. Again, 2 out of the 3 innings so far, the Trojans have scored at least 1 run, doing so once in the first, 3 in the second. The throw down is not in time. A nice job by Jones, a quick movement there, but unable to connect on the other end, as we get a stolen base credited to Rule. And for Rule, that will look to be his first official stolen base on the season. And so with that, yet again, for the third time in this game, Trojans have started off with a runner on and now a runner in scoring position here with still nobody down. So the 2-0 count from Weberhouse. The look, and now he'll fire home. That one finds the outside edge just enough, so he paints the corner perfectly. We go 2-1. Again, make sure to check out our social media feeds for all of those, again, our all-star lineups here. Cade, myself, and each ranker, we go through 1A all the way through 4A. Had a fun exercise with that, and so make sure to let us know what you think. One attempt, in the end, it goes for strike 2. And so Pleasantville looking to try and play a little small ball here with a runner on second. This is a team, again, has been one of the more prolific hitting teams, but also a team that's not afraid to put the sacrifice bunt down. The 2-2 gets sent up high, and that will be sending the center fielder back. He'll end up catching it deep, and not deep enough, though, as a good throw here from Abram will keep the runner at second. And we get a much-needed out number 1 here for the Bulldogs, but not a lot of reprieve as we go back to the top of the lineup in Braylon Brigham, who is 1 for 1, hit by pitch, and had a 2-run single back in the second. And Brigham is just a sophomore with 22 hits, now 23 on the season. Has driven in 26, 34 total bases, 423. He is just one of 4% of players in the state to have an OPS mark over 1,000, which is very tough to do. In the end, he makes it look easy and lays off the breaker there for a 1-0 count. So looks over the call here from Coach Adrian. The 1-0 delivery from Weberhouse, and that one's sent back. We go 1-1 now. So again, tell us what you think. What are your thoughts? More, hit us up, iabaseball1@gmail.com. You can do that for a lot of different things. Give us your nominations for Player of the Week, Performance of the Week. It can be 1 game, 2 games, a whole week slate. Let us know. Make sure to give us the stat line and a whole lot more. Runner taking off here. Brigham will watch as he gets a chance here. He'll nod because he looks at Rule stand on third now. And a chance to do something with just 1 down. Again, Bingham just 3 strikeouts entering today's game. He has been a big part of this team going 15-0 entering today's contest. And now the 2-1 delivery, the fire, as that one got him out in front a little bit, got him guessing. As we move now to a 2-strike count and 2-2. Weberhouse doing Omen's work out of the pen here. Again, Haley started off, had a little bit of a rocky outing. And again, it's hard to come back down by a 4-0 deficit and with more coming. That one's shot, and that will find its way into the outfield grass. And have yourself a game so far here. Bingham will poke across his 3rd run of the game, as that is his 2nd single and 3rd RBI. And again, as Rule will come on home to score, that brings up Logan Roth to the plate. Again, Roth, a DMAC commit, looking to take his talents to the Bears, who 2 years ago made it to the NGCAA World Series. So a heck of a program there, as that one not quite in there as we go 1-0 the count. Still just 1 down. And with the 1-0, again, Bingham stands on first. Certainly a stolen base threat. That one gets sent out of play. That'll be strike one. Again, Bingham with 13 stolen bases on the year so far. Much of a flight risk, so you really got to pay attention and be aware. And that's just kind of the threat that he poses here. Puts a lot of stress on pitching staffs. And now the 1-1 delivery, he takes off, and there will be a throw. Will it be in time? No, it will not, as we will get a stolen base, make that 14 on the year here for Braylon Brigham, as he now stands on second here, and we have just one down here in the inning. So great work by Bingham as he stands in scoring position yet again, as that one is sent over the head, and that will find the outfield gap for sure, all the way near to the wall, and that will score Bingham, as that will be a nice stand-up double here. Logan Roth punching across his second run driven in on the game. It's a 5-0 ball game. So they end up trading places here, and Roth, with his second hit of the ball game, make it his second double of the ball game. 2 doubles, 2 runs driven in, and that's been a heck of an outing for him as we bring up J.J. Phillips to the plate. Phillips takes strike one so far, 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout under his belt. He's watching his team right now with 9 total hits, has pushed across 6 runs with just 1 error suffered on the day. And now the look to fire. That one a chop, and that will find its way foul, but that one hugged the line for all the way up until the third base bag and just on the wrong side of it, and we go for a loud strike 2. If that one was just a couple inches to the right, we may have been seeing another run scored. And so far in all but 1 inning of this game so far, the Trojans have scored at least one. They poked across 1 in the top half of the first, 3 in the second, and so far 2 in the fourth, as Phillips is set down for the 3rd time here in this one. That will mark the 4th strikeout of the game here for Weberhauser.
For the Trojans, pitcher Braden Kennedy.
And now that brings up the pitcher-pitcher battle here as Braden Kennedy steps on up. 1 for 2, slapped an RBI single back in the first. He has a runner in scoring position here with 2 down, though. Already 2 runs have crossed the plate in this inning. Out of the 11 combined hits, 9 of them belonging here to the Trojans. So, again, with the 1-0, he'll look and he'll fire on home. And that one's deemed too low. We bring it 2-0 with 2 down. Runner on second. Again, this game had to be moved up due to weather, and right now the sun's out and looking like a great move on their part. As that and a nice breaker gets away, and we have a runner taken off to third. The throw will not be in time. As a nice job there, Logan Roth will make his way on to the third base bag. So from the double, he now stands on third, and 2 down. We have a 3-0 count to the number 4 hole man and Braden Kennedy. The pitch, a get me over strike, then he needed that one. 3-1 here the count. The 2-seamer keeps the at-bat going. And again, this broadcast brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois, helping to bring you this great game here. As that one is in off the knees, a little too far in, at least what Kennedy thought. In the long run, we now stand at a full count, 3-2 with 2 down, a runner in third, 2 already home here for the Trojans. Now the look to fire, that one's sent out of play. And a great net system here, especially on the softball side of things where that landed. Nobody hurt. Right now, 3-2 the count with 2 down. Here's the look to fire. And that one slapped left side, a hard hit. Nicely done by Blevins as he'll fire across the diamond for the out. Made a tough play look rather easy, and he'll stop the bleeding at that, but not before 3 hits help to push across a couple runs. It's a 6-0 margin for the Trojans as they will take that one into the bottom half of inning number 4. And when we come back, it will be 5, 6, and 7 for the Bulldogs as they try to strike onto the scoreboard. And we'll be back after this right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back here as we are into the bottom half of the 4th inning. But before we officially get there, let's take a look at both of these teams here, as both these teams have rather excelled in the month of June. I know that's big here, big across the 2A scene, but let's take a look at our June comparison for both of these squads here. And for the visiting visiting Pleasantville Trojans at 15-0, 9-0, perfect in West Central Activities Conference play. Their home road splits are, again, perfect. 9-0 at home, 6-0 on the road. But in June, they've been so far stellar. 11 wins, including a big victory over 4A's Urbandale. They have a 64 win percentage in June over the last couple seasons, averaging 9.2 runs per game in this month. And again, they are one of 2 teams in 2A left undefeated. Meanwhile, for Van Meter, they have an 8-1 home record, 6-3 road record. They have 8 wins in June, including a big win over I-35. They have averaged 9.4 runs per game in June over the last 4 seasons. And again, that has been your look at the month of June here over the past couple years for these 2 teams. Again, battling for the top of the conference. And before we go any further there, a hit by pitch. As the first Van Meter Bulldogs to step up is Brody Abram, and he'll be hit by pitch. And his first trip onto the base paths here. As we bring you back out.
Next batter.
And now we will bring up Austin Strong, who is 0 for 1 so far.
Austin Strong.
Again, thanks for joining along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Brown giving you the ball strikes, hits, outs, all that is in between here. Van Meter, a little bit of a struggle in here. Kennedy has done Omen's work despite just 2 strikeouts on the day for him. He has held this Bulldog squad to just 2 hits. There have been runners onto the base pass here. Now, we've had 2 of the innings here that the Bulldogs have had runners in scoring position, so not like there hasn't been any action onto the bases here for Van Meter. The only thing is that it's been hard to find too many barrels here for the Bulldogs. That one, a hard shot, and that will find its way into the outfield grass. Station-to-station baseball plates, 2 onto the base pass here. And we have second and first. And with nobody down here, the 1-0 count are perfectly executed here from the number 6 hole man as Strong picks up his first hit of the ball game.
That will bring to play for the Bulldogs. The pitcher.
And now we get
Weeblehouse.
Weeblehouse up to the plate. He walked his last time up and stole a base as well. So he would like to get his way back onto the bases yet again with nobody down, and the best opportunity that Van Meter has had in this game to strike. Again, both of these teams well over 500 in the month of June. And this is over the last 3 or 4 years. They have been absolutely stellar as that one goes in for the strike. And yes, June takes up the majority of the season here in 1A and 2A, which really begs that these two teams we constantly see deep into the postseason for a reason. And again, they have excelled when it matters the most, and they have excelled in the month of June as that one is dialed in for the strike 1 and 2. Again, these two teams meeting for the second time here this season. Pleasantville took game 1 by a 1-run margin, and right now they have a much bigger lead at 6-0. That one's sent out of play. So runner on first and second, nobody down. Started with a hit by pitch and then a single as that one's off the hands fouled 1 and 2. Hopefully you've been able to catch a little bit of the College World Series and what a last couple games it was. Again, we had Arkansas with a no-hit bid, potentially no-hitter, but the third, potentially a perfect game, but the third no-hitter in College World Series history, the first since 1960. And so if you got the chance to catch the College World Series yesterday, you'd catch a lot of fun before a rain-delayed game in which LSU won against UCLA in the nightcap. The 2-2 count, that one's sent out of play. And if you get a chance here, send us your photos from the College World Series. We'd love to see that. Again, one of the greatest shows on dirt for sure, along with high school baseball here in the state of Iowa, but always fun to be able to catch some great action in Omaha. The 2-2 count, and that one is poked up, and that will be playable at first. And in foul territory, Card will catch out number 1, and a big one at that, as we remain with runners at first and second here now with 1 down.
Next batter for the Bulldogs, the catcher, Gabe Jones.
And now Gabe Jones, who's 0 for 1 so far, looking to correct the course here. A nice slider, but breaks too far out of the plate here. We go 1-0. Again, 15-0, perfect, as well as perfect in conference play up to this point. Two of the hallmark teams now in the West Central Activities Conference. That pitch sailing and catches the corner perfectly. Kennedy, which we saw him at the state tournament last year, he finds a way to really work around those edges, does a great job of moving the batter's eye up and down. He has done that so far. As runner taken off to third, there will be a throw. The tag not applied in time. Runners will advance now to second and third. A daring call, but ends up paying dividends here as we get runners on second and third now with 1 down. And Jones with a perfect opportunity here. If he pokes across a single or especially one in the gap, that will plate 2 and cut into this deficit. And that one, tried for that one, Kennedy. Kind of looking at it, man, how did that not end up as a strike? In the end, we go 2-2. That one had a sharp bite to it. Kennedy has had some really good off-speed pitches brought here in this game. And he'll look and fire. Nice slider, and he rings him up. That time, placed it perfectly, couldn't have done it any better as he catches the upper corner just away enough into the zone for strikeout number 3. And now Lexon Blevins stepping on up to the plate. Excuse me, we have a pitch hitter here. And it will be number 2, Gavin Buck, the senior, stepping on up for his first opportunity in this one. And he sends that one on a chopper right side. That'll get away. That got under the glove, and now a runner coming on home. The throw will not be in time as Van Meter will officially pick up the run. The error proves costly for Pleasantville, and it's now a 6-1 ball game.
They'll bring back to the plate for the Bulldogs, the second baseman, Tate Jones.
So as Buck stands on first after the error at the top of the lineup, and Tate Jones comes up. So far 0 for 2, but already with some action coming on home, as 2 runs in this inning have proven maybe a starting ground to try and get something rolling here in the middle innings. The 0-1, we hit the pitch. That one ties him up there, ends up swinging through. We go 2 strikes here. Again, he works it. The last batter, he worked away. This batter, again with Jones, he's worked up and in. He has found a way to really master that zone so far. The 0-2, the runner taken off. The bunt attempt laid down. He goes through. In the end, that's a strikeout. And we set him down here, but not before a couple runs cross the plate for the Bulldogs, as they poke across those 2 runs on 1 hit and an error. And in the end, it is a 6-2 ball game as we head into the 5th inning of action. And we'll be back with more when we come back right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called... Hey ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here. The batting donut, I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance. A great way to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the Batting Donut and check them out at the Batting Donut online, or hit them up at sweetenyourswing.com. And while you're there, let them know that IA Baseball sent you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Easton Cox starting things off here as we get touching up inning number 5. Thanks again for joining us here in the broadcast. A fun game so far that has been primarily in favor of Pleasantville, who right now coming in with an unblemished record. One of 5 teams left in the state, one of 2 left in Class 2A. As that one not there, and that was 1-0 here the count. They have been all on top of things here in this one. That one is poked up. That one will go deep. But coming out and catching onto it near the warning track will be Abram, as he'll officially get the out. And a long out at that, but nonetheless, we get one down here as we move on to the DH in Brody Adrian.
For the Trojans, the DH, Brody Adrian.
So with a 1-0 count, and as we continue to rock along here, give us your thoughts, comments, more. We want to hear from you, who you're cheering for and who you're looking at. Again, this game has been dominated by Pleasantville so far. 1 run in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Van Meter has since answered with 2 in the bottom half of the fourth. And that one's a healthy swing there, but comes up empty. We go 1-1. Adrian 1 for 2, struck a single, and later came around to score back in the second. Part of that 3-run second inning here for the Trojans. They hold the hits advantage as well, 9-3. And that one sent out, and that will be playable right along the line there, and nicely done by Peterson as he will grab that one into the glove and 2 away here. And just what the doctor ordered potentially here, depending on how things go, is they would love to go 1-2-3 here. But now Nolan Rice, stepping on up to the plate. So far, Rice has gone 1 for 2. He singled back in the second, also came around to score. And he looks at a 1-0 count here. Certainly Van Meter would love, that's the recipe to get back into it here, to be able to get a quick 1-2-3 inning and get back at it in the fifth. They're running out of outs here in the grand scheme, and they need to try and get going offensively. Just 3 hits here in this one. Meanwhile, Pleasantville has been all over the board, 9 hits to help put across those 6 runs. The 1-1 delivery, and that one sails high. We go 2-1. As always, make sure to check out what we got going across social media. Team rankings as well as individual position rankings are up. You could go ahead to rockfin.com/IA baseball or ROKFIN/IA baseball, and you'll be able to find the position rankings volume 2, in which we simply go off of what's happening in this season. No preferences, biases, or anything of the sort, as that goes for ball 4, and a runner onto the base pass with 2 down here for the Trojans. As now a walk will bring up Owen Rule to the plate. Last time up, Rule singled, later stole a base and came around to score. He was hit by pitch back in inning number 2, and we will look to have a new pitcher when we get back here, as Weberhouse is officially done. And he exits after 3 innings worth of work. He ends up striking out 4 in the process, and he did what he needed to do. He held his own there against a very tough Pleasantville squad. And we're going to get a new pitcher coming on up when we return. And when we return, we'll have more here from the top of inning number 5 right after this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR Spring League, but man, there's a whole lot of good that I want to talk to you about outside of what's happening on the fields, and that includes the batting donut. That's right here, the batting donut. I would urge anybody to check out. It is a really cool way to help improve your confidence and boost your energy, boost your endurance, all by slipping this onto your bat. That's it. And hey, look at that. You got sprinkles, you got everything. It's the whole package. And by the way, they come in pink as well. They come in 9 and 16 ounce versions. So go ahead and check that out as soon as you get the chance. A great way to help boost your swing and boost the confidence of your swing as well. So again, if you get the chance, hey, check out the Batting Donut and check them out at the Batting Donut online, or hit them up at sweetenyourswing.com. And while you're there, let them know that IA Baseball sent you. Welcome back into the broadcast, ladies. Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. Man, they're top-notch quality people that bring you top-notch quality food, and you don't want to miss out on what they have going on. As we have Drew Rhodes up on the dish, as he's looking to do some damage here. 18 innings under his belt. Team's hitting just 151 against him, as he has tossed 22 strikeouts, just 3 earned runs, just 7 walks. He has allowed just 8 combined hits in the season, and they're going to need all of him and then some as they look to try and get back into this one and hold the Trojans where they are. Owen Rule back up to the plate again. He is 1 for 1, singled back in the 4th, but hit by pitch in the 2nd. As that one tails too far outside, we start the at-bat 1-0. Again, these two teams have dominated the month of June. As it stands so far, just one loss between these two squads entering today's contest so far throughout June. Both teams averaging over 9 runs per game in this month, so it's a heck of a month for either team, however you dice it. So we go 1-1. Van Meter looking to be the first team to potentially dethrone the Trojans and put a mark into the loss column. But so far, it has been all Pleasantville up to this point. The stat line so far looks like this. 1 run in the top half of the first for the Trojans, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Van Meter has since cut into that deficit with 2 runs in the bottom half of the fourth. And we go on the number 8-hole man, Owen Rule. What was a threat to rain, we now are continuing on. Will look like we'll get through this game potentially without any harm or foul here. We go 1-2. The delivery. That's too far outside. We go 2-2. So with 2 down, the 2-2 count. And that paints the outside corner. Call it strike 1 as Rhodes comes in and does what he needs to do. Gets the strikeout and sets him down without a run. Just the second inning that this Trojan team has not scored. The chance for the Bulldogs to try and capitalize here. And when we come back, they will try to do so with 2, 3, and 4. Haley Moore Peterson when we return. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Brown here with IA Baseball. I'm here at the PBR.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Pleasantville up on Van Meter 6-2 as we hit the bottom of inning number 5. Up on Van Meter 6-2 as we hit the bottom of inning number 5. And as we continue to rock on this broadcast, powered by the Log Cabin, Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. Hey, it's vacation season. Get out there, check out a vacation spot close to home and with some of the best food you'll find around. I guarantee you, you will not find another joint that is as classy, that is as straightforward. And that one, a shot left side, a diving stop, nicely done, but unable to come through.
Haley. Next batter for the Bulldogs, the shortstop, Cole Moore.
As we get rocking here, again, Rice with a nice diving attempt there, unable to come through with it. And now Cole Moore stepping onto the plate as Haley stands on first. A chance to get something going here. We're going to see some action, no doubt, as we get rocking and rolling here. And we'll bring you back here. Again, Van Meter struck 2 runs in the last inning to cut into the deficit. They sure would like her with their best hitter up at the plate right now in Cole Moore with a 1-0 count. And he now watches it go even at 1-1. Again, Moore on the season, batting .429, 41 total bases. He has 25 walks, along with 14 runs driven in and 21 hits, 12 of them extra base hits. And Moore committed to Iowa. We saw his older brother Reese Moore head on from Iowa and into the SEC with South Carolina via the transfer portal. We'll see where that ends up. Again, Moore's focusing on his season right now, but certainly you got to wonder what that entails here for Coach Heller going forward. And again, if there's any really confusion on, I'll be a seeing eye single. And now we get a runner heading on over to third. The throw is not in time. And so Cole Moore has put runners on the corners here for the Bulldogs. And the comeback attempt looking pretty good right now as there is nobody down and runners on first and third. And again for Moore, mark that hit number 22 on the season, 23, excuse me, as now the right fielder and Kason Peterson stepping on up to the plate. Back-to-back singles, and now Kason Peterson with the best opportunity here. Moore is taken off to second. There will be the throw, but it will not be in time. Ball squirts away. And Moore now stands on second here for the second time in this one. Moore so far is one for two. He has bunt single back in the first, and of course he singles here in the fifth, reached on an error as well. Peterson 0 for 2 so far, looking for his first hit. That one's set out of play. That'll be foul ball. Again, just a single game here today. Game one between these two went in favor of a one-run outing in favor of Pleasantville, who's looking for the sweep here. The 1-1 count, and that will be sent back, foul 1-2. Again, the inning started with a Jay Haley single, his second of the ball game, followed by Cole Moore's second hit as well. And after a stolen base by Moore, we have runners on second and third with nobody down. And I spoke a little too soon, marked that one down here. As Kennedy will officially poke across his fourth strikeout of the ball game. He is slinging that ball all over, and he is making it hard. I honestly think one of the more frustrating things for batters is to be not striking out as much, but not being able to get any barrels. And that's really what we've seen. Very few barrels being met here by Bulldog offense. And in the end, we have, again, a frustrated team that's on the verge of potentially cutting even deeper into this lead. Yeah, it's just Kennedy has been there, man. He has been up in the zone, down in the zone, finding every corner that he possibly can. That slider has been sharp, and he has been very effective with it today. And that one gets it in there perfectly. That started right at the batter, and a sharp break brings it to 1-1. And again, that has been how he's been able to neutralize this Van Meter offense. Again, just 4 strikeouts entering this inning, but still he's found a way to get some pop-ups, some easy ground-outs, and the defense has had some really good work behind him. And so when you have that in combination, you don't necessarily need to be a guy that puts up 8, 9, 10 strikeouts. So the 1-2, Kennedy on the verge. Love to pick out K number 5 here. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs looking to poke across, runs 3 and 4. That one, nice. He has had strikeouts at the top of the zone, on the inside of the zone, outside of the zone, and bottom. All 4 quadrants he has been able to hit and strike out batters. The pitch. That one couldn't find the zone there. We bring it full 3-2. Again, with those 2 hits for the Bulldogs in this inning right now in the bottom half, the Bulldogs now have 5 hits. The pitch. And the strikeout there. Got him swinging through that one. Mark it 2 consecutive strikeouts. And now we have 2 down. And again, mark that strikeout number 5 on the game here for Kennedy. And now it'll be Austin Strong to get his 3rd appearance up. 1 for 2, single back in the 4th. The pitch, and that one's a slow chopper out there in the grass. A quick fire will have to be needed, and they'll get the bag tag, and 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And now the look and the fire home. It has been just a busy night onto the base pass here for the Trojans. They have found a way, just 1 inning in which they went 1, 2, 3. So they've had a runner onto the bases at all but 1 inning this entire game. They've been very busy. And as such, as that one goes in there for the strike, as such, that's why they have the 6-run lead. In fact, they have come 1 hit shy of double digits on the game. Again, 9 hits for the visiting Trojans compared to 5 for the host Bulldogs. Rhodes, third pitcher here for Van Meter, already 2 strikeouts and on his way to a potential third here. As now Phillips down to his final strike in the at-bat. One, 2, and the delivery coming up. The infield deep and back for the Bulldogs. Nice job by Jones, but couldn't pull it in enough there. It evens up the count at 2-2 with 2 down. And a look off second. Rhodes will fire back home. That one will get set high, and that will be out there into right field as Peterson will camp out under at 4, out number 3. So despite a hit, no runs crossing the plate here for the Trojans as we remain at a 6-2 ball game. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and give you the road so far for both of these teams. And we'll start with the visiting Trojans as the road so far brought to you by the Batting Donut. And the road so far has been like this. The last 6 outings includes a win over Bedford, big wins over Coon Rapids Bayard in I-35, and they took a 3A victory over Grinnell. They swept in a doubleheader effort against West Central Valley, and again I mentioned a huge win over Urbandale, blanking them 8-0. A huge win, as again that has been the road so far, brought to you by the Batting Donut. Make sure to check them out, 9 and 16 ounce sizes, baseball bats only. Make sure to check that out today. And of course, the road so far for Van Meter brought to you by Insulights, the LED insulated flashing light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. No shocking yourself to test if your fence is working anymore. Make sure to check them out today at insulights.com. The road so far has been like this. It has included a sweep over Madrid, wins over ADM and Carlisle. They did fall to Des Moines Christian before sweeping Panorama and taking a win against Earlham the last time out. And again, that has been the road so far for the Bulldogs, brought to you again by Insulights. Check them out today at insulights.com. And of course, we'll give you a little bit of the road ahead here. And we'll take a look at the road ahead for Van Meter. And after today's outing, they will take on a June 19th battle against Ogden, in which they lead that series 25-4. And then on the 21st, they'll take on the Jim Gebhardt tournament in Sadell before battling a June 23rd outing against I-35. And that is a perfect series for them as they lead that one 21-0. And of course, they'll get a rematch against Des Moines Christian on June 24th. And that again is the road ahead, brought to you by RDA Financial. Check them out today at RDA Financial online and however you can get there. They are people in your community. They are part of the community both financially and physically. They're there catching games, being coaches, helping the youth. They are doing exactly what is above and beyond. And you know what do you expect from them in the grand scheme of things, really. As that one is in there now for the 1-2 count. Again, we get the bottom of inning number 6 here. Van Meter trying to answer. They're down to their final 6 outs. And Kennedy has been absolutely rolling. That one's popped up. That'll just breach the outfield grass. Coming on will be Phillips as he will record the out. And Rhodes is set down. And now that'll bring up.
Next batter for the Bulldogs.
Now bring up the catcher in Gabe Jones. Jones so far 0 for 2, has lined out and struck out in 2 plate appearances. Again, this is, unless they face each other in the postseason, the last time these two squads will meet this season. And certainly Van Meter would love to even up the series as Pleasantville took one at home, and now on the road, they're leading by that 4-run margin. Here's the 2-1. Tried to front door that one. In the end, it goes too far inside. We go 3-1 the count. Again, our all-star lineups. Cade Nissen and myself have our all-star lineups on social media and rockfin.com. Make sure to check out rokfin.com. We've gone Class 1A through Class 4A. Who would we want as our all-star lineups midway through the season there? And that is also in conjunction
Number 8,
as we get Blevins onto the base pass here for the Bulldogs.
Third baseman Gavin Buck.
And Gavin Buck stepping on up. Reached on an error his last time up. So the walk, putting a runner on to the base pass here. Buck threatens bunt, pulls it back, but in the end, strike 1. But again, check out, what are your thoughts on how Cade and I did and how each ranker did? Each ranker did their own class, but they went through and what were their all-star lineups looking like. And we went through the entire field as well as the DH. And again, we also, in conjunction with our volume 2 of our positional rankings. So again, positional rankings, head on over to rokfin.com/IABaseball. You'll be able to find those there. So the 0-1 couldn't quite find the zone. It evens it up at 1 apiece. Van Meter struck for 2 runs in the bottom half of the 4th. That's all the offense they've had so far, but they have had 5 hits up to this point. Kennedy is dealing, as that is a sharp grounder right side, but on the wrong side of the chalk line, we go 1-2. It's been a heck of an outing so far. Kennedy has done Omen's work here. He has struck out 5 in his effort so far, but the biggest key so far throughout this whole thing has been his ability to avoid the barrel of the bat. And there it is, another strikeout there. Kennedy has just been on fire. He has been dominant all over the zone, and he finds a way to get another strikeout, mark that 6 on the game for him as he sets down the second out in this one. And now Tate Jones, the top of the lineup, gonna try and keep this inning rolling. Trying to keep things there, now down to their final 4 outs. That one couldn't paint it well enough. Here we go 1-0. And as always, we have also released our team rankings, which you can find across Rockfin and on social media as well. There's been a lot of movement across both classes, including 2A, as that one is a tag applied perfectly. What a throw behind the dish. Roth with a cannon, and he nails the runner trying to swipe the bag, and rightfully so. Give a round of applause. Have some fun there. The Trojans are rocking it here through 6, and they have a 4-run lead. We'll be back right after this.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means
Remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
I love doing it. We go to all the state events, we work at all the state events, and you know, you wear your polo and people stop and talk to you, and it's just really great to connect with kids from other schools who are on the board, and then coaches, athletic directors who will see you at the events will stop and talk to you, and it's really neat.
You feel a bit of a weight and you're a voice for all athletes in the state of Iowa, which is cool.
I think it's really cool. I remember reading the email and I'm like, oh, this would be something really cool to look for. It'd be good to talk to people that I want to get to talk to around the state. I get to see other people's opinions, kids from 5A schools, kids from small schools. I think it'll just be a really good opportunity for me. IHSAA represents so much that it's really cool that they have 2 girls on the board to bring a girl's perspective, because I think it's really important to be very diverse and get different opinions.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7th inning, the do-or-die 7th, starting with a pitcher-on-pitcher battle as Braden Kennedy stepping on up to the plate. 1 for 3, singled and drove in a run back in the first. And he swings through that one and quickly down in the count, 0-2. That one gets hit, and that will be a blooper out there to Jones, as he'll be able to capture that one for the out.
Next batter for the Trojans, second baseman Easton Cox.
And now Easton Cox up to the plate, 1 for 3, singled back in the first. Would love to get something rolling here. He has one down, trying to add on to the 4-run lead. It's been scoreless each of the last 2 innings, but it was the Trojans to put up 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 in the fourth to give themselves that 6-2 cushion now. Again, the Bulldogs put up 2 runs in the bottom half of inning number 4. Since then, though, it again has been a scoreless outing. And now Van Meter trying to hold them at bay here. Meanwhile, Pleasantville knows that they would love to get a couple more runs to secure their win. Again, 64% win percentage in the month of June alone. That one, a nice shot out there into right field. And a running catch by the line will be out number 2 as Peterson will put the second away.
The DH, Brody Adrian.
And now Brody Adrian stepping on up. He's also 1 for 3, singled back in the second. Looking to try and keep the inning alive here for the Trojans, who find themselves up a 4 spot. Wisely lays off that one. We go 1-0. Van Meter 14-4 on the year. Pleasantville a perfect 15-0. That one waited for this call, no go. We go 2-0. And call that one a strike there. Ball 3-0. So we keep rocking on. Again, an early game, but nonetheless, we keep going as we now go 3-1. The get me over strike from Rhodes. Van Meter trying to hold him here. They've done it for 2 innings, but have not been able to match anything offensively. That one's sent to the backstop here. Full count. It's now drawn. And now the pitch. That one is sent left side. A good pick at short from Moore. A quick throw is what he needed to get, and he ends up getting them. So the second 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldog defense. No hits, no runs, no errors. It's their chance. It's the bottom half. It's do or die time, and we'll be back with it when we return. Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insulites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insulites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insulites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insulites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, the bottom half of inning number 7. Tate Jones kicking us off here. And again, Andrew Brown here, happy that you could be with us here in this one. Pleasantville up on top, 6-2. Their line so far has been as such. 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, and 6 runners left on base. And meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, they've had 2 runs on 5 hits. They have had errorless ball so far. And they are trying to claw their way back. It's the final chance for them to do so. They're down to their final 3 outs, but they have the top of their lineup here. Again, Jones, who is officially 0 for 3, has grounded out twice and struck out. Looking to change the tides here. Again, his team find themselves down, and now down to their final 2 outs here, as that will officially mark strikeout number 7 on the game here for Kennedy, who has just been outstanding, as Jay Haley stepping on up to the plate. Again, Kennedy came in with 35 strikeouts, has now eclipsed that 40K mark, and still teams hitting under 150 against him so far. And now he's working with 1 down in the bottom half of the 7th here with 1 strike. And now we even it up at 1 apiece. Again, Kennedy has been on point.
Braylon Kennedy has been doing his due diligence and then some. On the batting side of things, he has driven in a run on a single. And then, of course, pitching-wise, he has 7 strikeouts as he is looking to go a complete game here. He has a 1-2 count, and now the delivery. Makes him swing through that one. What a hack, but what a strikeout there. Back-to-back strikeouts here. Now put him down to 1 more out left. And you got to give a lot of credit to Braylon Kennedy on the mound right now. He has been doing Omen's work and then some as he's been rocking it. And now he has a chance to go the distance, but Cole Moore faces him up next. Again, 429 hitter. He already has 2 hits in this ball game. 1 on a bunt hit back in the first inning. He also reached via error, but drew a single back in the 5th and later stole a base. So the 1-0 count. That one chopped away. We go and draw it even at 1-1. Van Meter's Baseball Softball Complex is where we have this battle here today. A great venue. Always love. This is small town Iowa baseball. And that one's hit high. This one could do it. Going on there. And as he inches closer. Oh no. Rice lost it in the clouds just a bit there. And now Moore stands on second. As that one was hard to pick up into the clouds, same color ball matched the same colored clouds. And in the end, Rice had a tough play. We end up with Cole Moore standing on to the base pass yet again with his second reached via error.
That'll bring back to the plate for the Bulldogs.
And now Kason Peterson standing on up to the plate.
Peterson.
All right, now Kennedy trying to end this one. That one gets shot left side. That will be tailing, and that's an out. Phillips with the running catch and out number 3. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, Pleasantville remains undefeated. It's a 6-2 ball game. They take the victory, and they will now move to 16-0 on the year, make that 10-0 in conference play. Meanwhile, Van Meter, they will fall to 14-5, 6-3 in conference play. Our final stat line, Pleasantville 6 runs off 10 hits, 3 errors. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs put across 2 runs on 5 hits, play errorless ball defensively. And hey, we will go ahead and give you the road ahead here for both teams before we go into our post-game report. And as we do so, the road ahead here for Pleasantville will look a lot like this. Following today's action tomorrow, they will battle Southeast Warren in a series that they lead the Eagles 15-8, followed by a battle on the 19th against ACGC, in which they also dominate that series. They lead that one 10-1. And then on the 23rd, they will be back at home as they take on Earlham and lead that series 9-2. And then that will be once again a road contest on the 24th against Pella Christian, in which the Eagles lead that series 13-4. The Trojans looking to cut into that all-time series as well. Again, that is the road ahead, brought to you by RDA Financial. Make sure that your road ahead is financially sound with the people that know your community best. It's RDA Financial. Check them out today at rdafinancial.com. And of course, we'll now look at the road ahead for the Van Meter Bulldogs. It looked like this. They have 3 straight road trips coming on up, including a June 19th battle against Ogden. But any series that they have coming on up, they have dominated that series, and including Ogden 25-4. And then on the 21st, they will take on the Jim Gebhardt tournament in Saydell. And then they will follow that up with a June 23rd battle against I-35 on the road. And they look to remain unblemished in that overall series as well. And then, of course, they'll get a rematch back at home, their next home game on the 24th against Des Moines Christian. Van Meter leads that all-time series 24-8. So, again, it has been a heck of a game, and this has been one in which the Pleasantville came out right out of the gates, and they did what they needed to do. It was their MO to get out early, to strike early and win, and that's been their calling card, and they managed to hit that yet again today. Got to give a big shout out here. I've struggled with player of the game here, and really for good reason. Pleasantville had quite the number of guys who could have ended up in our player of the game, brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse. But in the end, we have Braylon Brigham. He ends up reaching base all but one trip. So 3 out of the 4 trips, he has driven in 3, 2 singles in this one, also a hit by pitch in the first. But got to give a big shout out to the man on the mound here for Pleasantville, and that would be Braden Kennedy. Not only did he drive in a run offensively, but man, he did the damage with the strikeout total. 8 strikeouts in this game, held Van Meter to 5 hits, a bend but not break type of performance. He allowed just 2 runs in the effort, and he is our Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse player of the game. Again, make sure to check him out at Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse online, wherever you can find them and wherever you can reach them. That will be a heck of a outing for sure, wherever you can get some great food here. Again, Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse also powers this broadcast and each of our broadcasts throughout the season, so make sure to give them some love for making these possible. Give them a shout out here. Again, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll have more with post-game wrap-up coming on up after this. Don't go anywhere. We're back up after this on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insulites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insulites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insulites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insulites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we are, again, in our post-game wrap-up brought to you by Cosmium Sports. They are our stat sponsor throughout the entire season, and they are helping to co-sponsor this post-game report. Also brought to you by the great folks at Insulites at insulites.com. The LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. I mean, truly great effort and great performance out of them, because you don't have to check. You don't have to shock yourself to test if your fence is working anymore. Truly, you don't. Just place onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and voila. If you don't see the light flashing, you know something's wrong. You can even pinpoint where a break may be occurring in your electric fence. Again, all that can be done from the comfort of your car. Your own home. Again, this is a performance that's worthy of player of the game as well. Today, hit them up at insulites.com. So again, ladies and gentlemen, an absolute dominating outing here from the Pleasantville Trojans. They end up taking the victory here in this one. The final line score will look like this. Pleasantville, 6 runs off 10 hits, 2 errors, 6 runners left on base. They managed to be productive when they had runners on, and they did it often and early. They were very very stressful for the Van Meter defense. And it showed, and we saw some pitches go a little awry that maybe wouldn't have in the grand scheme of things. So again, it was pressure put on that helped them advance into the win here as well. And again, our player of the game is none other than Braden Kennedy, who had an RBI single in the first and turned that around on the mound to throw 8 strikeouts through 7 innings and went the complete distance, gave up just 5 hits, 2 earned runs. And in the end, it is all on Kennedy, as again, he takes the win here in this one. And as we look at the final stats here, again, Kennedy will officially pick up his 5th straight win on the season. And again, as we mark 8 strikeouts on the day, 43 strikeouts total on the season for him. The team's hitting just 150 against him as he continues to rock on. Again, Braden Kennedy is our player of the game, brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we have given you all that there is. Again, both of these teams are going to continue on with some road stretches. Van Meter falling to 14-5, 6-3 in conference. Pleasantville remains perfect, 16-0, 10-0 in conference play, and we'll give you what the road ahead is like once again for both of these squads here. As we take a look first for the visiting squad in Pleasantville, as their road ahead will look like this. Again, tomorrow they will battle on the road against Southeast Warren, and then they'll take a road trip to ACGC for a doubleheader, and then they'll be back at home against Earlham on the 23rd, and that'll be followed up in the fourth outing against Pella Christian. Pella Christian's the only series in which Pleasantville doesn't hold the advantage coming in. Again, Pella Christian leading that series 13-4 with 1 tie in that. And then, of course, as we look on the other side of it, don't want to move too much around on my plate here. But again, for Van Meter, as we look at their road ahead, it looks like this. They, too, are road warriors to start. They take on Ogden on the 19th in the Jim Gebhardt tournament in Saydell, against Grandview Christian, Webster City, and Saydell on the 21st. Then they will take a road trip to I-35 on the 23rd before they get that home battle once again, a rematch against Des Moines Christian on the 24th. So again, thanks for joining in, ladies and gentlemen. As always, appreciate you coming on in and again, giving your thoughts, comments, and more. Thanks, as always, for, again, supporting what we do. And, again, this is all for you guys, so appreciate all that and more. Again, Braden Kennedy, our player of the game. And, as always, thanks again for tuning in. Until